Hi guys, welcome to my new channel. This is my attempt at making a YouTube vlog slash channel, I guess. This is going to be mainly on my Vauxhall Nova that I've converted into the VXR Turbo. I do have other projects, if we shall say, that I will touch on throughout this, but mainly it's going to be about the Nova. So if anyone does follow me on Instagram at Nova_GSI, you'll know that I've done quite a lot of work to this car already. The car has been on the road this year and has been running well. I just felt that now that I had everything in place, it could do with some more power, as we always want more power, I guess. But with the setup that I have, the car runs really well. A lot of these cars do suffer from chronic understeer, and just the handlings can be dreadful. I've actually got mine in a really good place, hence why I'm now doing what I'm doing. So the car was off, like I say, it's been off the road now for about 2 months due to me making the decision to basically redo the engine. I'm going to rebuild the engine, and I've upgraded my turbo, upgraded my intercooler radiator system. That's actually just arrived today, the radiator and intercooler, hence why I thought I would start my channel. So I'm going to run through what I'm going to be doing to the car, what bits I'm going to be upgrading and whatnot, what I have done. Like I say, I am on Instagram and I have documented as best I could all the changes that I made to the car. I will do a separate step-by-step, if you will, of what actually has been done to the car since my ownership in 2019. And yeah, that's about it for now, really. This is going to be a pretty short video in terms of just showing you what the car's about, what I'm going to be doing to it, and looking to the future of it. So hope you enjoy, and I hope I get some subscribers and stuff. And yeah, let's do this. Okay, so we're now in the garage with said car. As you can see at the minute, she's looking a bit sorry for herself. All in bits. Well, I say in bits, it's we'll call it work in progress, but yeah, so as it stands at the moment, oh, the gimbal's going a bit funny. This is my first time really using a gimbal, so bear with me on a lot of things in this first video. Here is my new turbo that I have acquired from Chris Mitchell at KRS Turbos. I'm sure a lot of you guys who have the Vauxhalls and the BMWs know about this guy. He does really good hybrid turbo rebuilds. I went for the stage 2 on this one. So I've stayed with the original KO4 turbo for the VRX engine, and I've just gone for the hybrid turbo with the upgrades. So I've got the lovely Turbo Smart actuator and the recirc valve. Chris actually cut down my inlet here due to the way that the engine's mounted. I need every little bit of space I can get. I've also upgraded the pipe from Imperial for the radiator coolant going to the turbo. I'm also going to be cleaning up all my parts that I'm going to be reusing. I've got new gaskets, new seal for my oil drain. That was 27 quid just for that. So, you know, that was the old one, which these are prone to leak. And nobody likes a leaky turbo, nor do they like a leaky engine. So we're going to try and combat all that kind of stuff. Preparation is key, as we all know, with all this kind of stuff. I've bought myself a load of new copper washers for everything. Stuff, like I say, I will do a comprehensive video on what I've done to the car and what I will be doing to the car. It is all on Instagram if you ever want to have a quick look over. But yeah, there's the trusty steed, the M5. That is a really nice bit of kit. I do not really intend doing much more to that, so I don't know if I'll ever really be doing many videos on that. I do have an Eisenman race exhaust to go on it, which should hopefully be here in the next week or so. So yeah, apart from that, so here's the engine that's been done. Like I say, I'm going to be putting the turbo back on. Oh. If anyone's going to wonder what this is, this was actually, I've mounted an oil cooler here, and basically that was the only place I could really get it. Now that I've got this new setup, I might try and look to put it somewhere else, but for now that's where that was mounted. So yeah, I'm going to be putting the new turbo back on. I will have to be putting some, redo my pipes and such, which I did actually get a pretty cool kit from. So this is the new intercooler, by the way, guys. How awesome is that? So that is the new setup. Got that from that came from Radtech this morning. Pretty happy with that. Sorry, this gimbal is. Oh, there we go. So that's the new one that I'll be putting on. I have quickly test fitted it before and it fits really nice. So yeah, that is the old setup. That was just a, if you want to call it, a Chinese intercooler, and the old one that you can buy off eBay, the old LMF C20 radiator setup. I did have the two fans on, one on what the original one and then one on a switch, which I did like the setup of. This new setup will only be one fan, but I think I'm still going to run it. So I've got I'm going to set up that fan so I can have it on a switch as well, because I do like that option, especially with these cars. The engine bay gets so hot so quickly, and it's just good to have that option, especially if you're in traffic or whatever. You can just pop it on. That was a bit of a nightmare. I just made about 10 minutes worth of video and then realized I was taking photos, so the gimbal is definitely gonna take a while to get used to. So anyway, back on the bench. What I'm going to do is I'm going to get this turbo all ready to go on. He sent it back to me. He'd already cleaned it all up, put the actuator on, put my reserve valve all on. Actually, he told me that when the original turbo I sent to him, my boost control solenoid, I had a rear boost control solenoid set up on my turbo for whatever reason. I hadn't actually done anything to it, so yeah, it had a rear one on. I don't know if that made much difference, but he did say that that had been changed out. So this is all good to go now. Like I say, it's a stage 2, all rock and rolling. I'm going to be using, I use these little Halfords, three different pads, 3 different textures. I find them good. They're just really handy to use and steady away. So just going to give this a quick once over. Probably have people saying that's not what you do, but hey, we're forever learning. So if this is wrong, then by all means hit me up in the comments and tell me how useless I am. So yeah, I've just hit that with a bit WD-40 as well. Gonna give it a clean out, get as much of the crap out as we can, and go from there. So yeah, like I say, what I'm going to do is, what the plan is for the car is, I'm going to put the turbo on, put the intercooler on, new red, and then I will be taking it up to the exhaust doctor at Shiamua. He's going to put me on a whole new system, nice 3-inch system, because well, it'll be 3-inch going into 2.5, maybe 2.75. We don't know yet. It depends on the bend radius. So especially getting over, I've got it so low, the car so low, getting it over that rear axle. So he's going to look into that. So yeah, and then once I get it back, I will then be going for the rebuild, which will consist of new cams, new rods, uprated rods. Yeah, basically just get the car so I can, if I want to, say if I wanted to get to like 340 brake, then I could, you know. At the minute it's supposed to be running around about 280, and like I said in the first little part there, the fact that I got the car, the fact that I got the car, we'll have a little chat there. Yeah, the fact that I got the car running so well in terms of the setup, so we've got the gas golds on there, I've got the Hanger 30 set low arm setup from Ben, which was a really good addition. Basically that just takes all the bushings away, it's all rose jointed, so the car is super solid up front. And we also made like a brace for the car, which brace at the front, which I will show you in time, and that again just really brought the front of the car together, and it just handles so well. Especially I've now got the Quaife limited slip diff in the F28 gearbox, and with all this the car just handles really well. And I think a lot of people, if you've built a car from the ground up and you know like how it runs, how it handles everything, I know the car can take more power, hence why I'm going down this route now of changing out the turbo, upgrading the intercooler, blah 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 blah. So yeah, so that's why I thought I would document this next chapter of the car and that, and hopefully you guys enjoy it. So yeah, so I've got all my tools for the job, got the turbo there, got my old manifold, like I said, because I'm not going to put old manifold gasket, I'm not going to put the new one on until I do the rebuild. So this will just be literally to get it up to go for the exhaust setup. So yeah, I've actually got ready, and I've got all my bits that I need. My 13 millis. I do have some of these star sockets, but I've left them in the missus's car. So I'm gonna have to cheat, and I found an 8 milli fits for that, so that'll do. Okay, so just trying to get the gimbal to work, which it's not. Right, okay, so I'm going to stick my manifold on. Always just screw them on first, get a few threads on. You know, I'm not telling you how to suck eggs, but it's always good to do the proper practices, if you will. So get this on. Actually, I don't know if it's better sticking you up here now that the turbo's gone. There we go, a bit better. Yes or no, yes or no, maybe. So yeah, so I'll just stick my nuts on and I'll get it tightened up. So all the parts are, all the manifold nuts are on now, all 10 of them. So next I'm going to offer up my exhaust system as it stands now. Just get that clamp on, and then it will just be a case of putting the oil drain on and the oil feed, which is already on there. That just literally just needs nipping up with that bolt there with its nice 2 new copper washers on. So I'm gonna crack on with this because it's a bit fiddly. Okay, so I've got that on now. So next I'm going to be putting the oil feed bolt in. So this one's a little bit tricky. Okay, we got it, but it's having to do it just one flat at a time. So it'll take a little while, this, but we got it, so that's the main thing. Once I've done this, I'll be putting the oil drain on, and yeah, exciting stuff. But so it is fun working on your own cars, for sure. I'm quite lucky to have the space, and I have amassed a few tools over the years, but I'm by no means a mechanic. My father is, but I have learnt a good few things off him. But for the most part, I'm just going off the best thing to do with something is to just get stuck into it, and once you take it apart a few times, you get the hang of it. as long as you've got a bit of patience and most importantly the bit of time, then off you go. But it definitely pays to have the right tools as well. And finally, for this part will be this oil feed. So this one just goes under here, sits there. So that's just these two little star bolts that I mentioned earlier. I've got my nice new seal there. So I'm going to offer this up and then I'll get this on. So I'm going to have to get under the car for this one. Shit's getting real. So yeah, I'm just going to get myself my tools that I need. I'm going to be using the 8 there and oh, right. Get this done and then we'll be on the intercooler time. A definite note to self, fit them kind of things on the when it's off the car, because it wasn't a nightmare, but I could have made my life a lot more easy. Guys, so we have connected up the oil field drain on both sides there. We've got the oil intake that is nice and snug there with V-band clampers on, and it's not going to hinder our actuator at all. These have all been nipped up, everything's been nipped up there, we're happy with that. Only thing left to do is to pop on my vacuum for my recirc, and last but no means least, we'll pop back on the boost control solenoid, and that for the main part there is done. You'll notice that I've blanked over my turbo there with just a spray can lid, because yeah, again, you don't want to be that guy who fucks that up. You probably noticed that I put that in the wrong place, that should be there but never mind, I will get around to sorting that out. Reason there like that is just for when I put the grill on, you can see the silver behind it. It's annoying. I know that does need to be done a bit better. Like I say, this will all be coming out, the engine will be coming out, and we'll be freshening up the bay. I was thinking about maybe doing the bay black, as I've got everything else black, get the whole engine completely blacked out, but I don't know, I'll probably stay with silver, but something to look at in the near future. So right, now that we've got all that set up, it's time to stick in this bad boy and see what it looks like. Hopefully we'll put it in and there's loads of lovely clearance, and yeah, so let's have at it. Get that stuck in there now. In the words of Ace Ventura, like a glove. I just need to affix it here. Nice plate there that they've put on, so I'll get that affixed there, and I'll also make a little bracket to go from here to here to hold that in. But no, super happy with that. I mean, if that's not going to cool down the engine, then nothing will. I know a few people were messaging me on Instagram about charge coolers. Great, I mean, there's no reason, there's no way they're not great, but cool bit of information actually about this radiator intercooler setup. It was designed by a guy called Andy Bishop. He's got one of the original Nova C20LEH turbos, and he, about 16 years ago now, he went to Radtech and gave them a load of dimensions and said, look, I need a intercooler that's going to fit exactly in my engine bay, and this is what they came up with. And Radtech actually kept the blueprints on file. So if you do want one, you can call up Radtech and ask for the Nova Turbo package, and this is what you'll get. You'll get your intercooler, your rad, as you can see, you get the fan with it, so the fan's there. You also get a host of gimbals going crazy again. I will get the hang of it, guys, I promise. You also get a selection of hoses. Sorry for me throwing them all down there, but so yeah, you get a selection of hoses with it. Come back from focus there. Yeah, so you get a selection of hoses with it, silicone hoses, and you also get a few couplings there that I've just got down here. So yeah, so there we have it. It is gonna look mega once I get it all on properly. There's a little thing I've been working on. So normally with your GSI badge in the middle, it has that, so it sits nice like so. So I got my buddy over at Insignia's 3D. Oh, there he is. Got him to make me up a few of these. So it's just a straight GSI badge, same sizing as the original, but it's also got the cable tie inlet there, so you can pop it on. This is not fixed on 100% yet for placing, but because I like the whole OEM with a twist look, so I thought that was just something, another little thing different. So yeah, no, I'm super happy with how everything's turning out actually. So I'm gonna crack on. Oh, there's a victim from past blasts, past boosts. Yeah, so I'm gonna quickly pull the grill off. I'm gonna have a bit of a play. Oh, sorry, I forgot to mention. Check this out. He also made me some keychains, and how cool is that? He even put my reg on the back of one of them. Cool little touch. So get it Insignia's 3D on Instagram if you ever need any things. What's the word? 3D printing. He also made me this turbo badge for my bumper. Bit of a crack there. That'll all have to. Like I say, this car's definitely a working project forever now. It'll once I get the engine and everything done, and the bay, I probably will look to getting the car painted. Well folks, that's it for now. Pretty happy with how it's sitting. Gonna have to these are gonna be all done all neatly. Same with this side, make it all nice and neat. To be honest with you, it probably needs a new front panel on. Again, like everything on the to-do list. Hopefully this comes out okay. Right, adios.